We know that our families can't afford the basics right now. Their electricity and gas bill is out of control. Their water bills are out of control. And don't get me started about their auto and home insurance. It's all out of control. Grocery costs are up 28%, healthcare costs are up and out of control, and it's even worse for those family members that are sick. So our families can't afford the basics. Everyone in this chamber can agree to that. So there's an affordability crisis in our country. And the corporations and billionaires driving up these costs don't care. They were not only don't care, they also were rewarded with the big tax breaks and the betrayal bill. So this is why it is important to understand that this is a policy choice, that many of our families feel like they're intentionally being put in a survivor mode instead of being able to thrive. I know that right now nearly 1 in 5 children in Michigan live below the poverty line, Madam Speaker, and 60% Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So I'm not going to wait for President Trump to keep his promise to address the cost of living in our country. I'm going to help and push back and introduce the economic dignity for all agenda, a plan to tackle the high cost of living in our country. We need to ensure that every family, every single corner in our country, a child has resources that they need to live and thrive in our country, not just hope to survive. This plan includes End Child Poverty Act, the Baby Bonus Act, and the Boost Act. The End Child Poverty Act would provide a universal child benefit of $458 per child per month, bring us closer to a nation where all children have the opportunity to flourish, not just grow. This plan would make it easy for our families to afford the basics. I hear it from them. Formula, diapers, childcare, all out of control, while providing, again, a long overdue safety net for our families. We know right now this bill, the End Child Poverty Act, is estimated to cut child poverty by 50%, according to the People's Policy Project, and cut deep child poverty by 70%. The second bill, a part of the plan, is the Baby Bonus Act, which would provide every family with $2,000 upon the birth of their child, bringing economic stability to households through timely and flexible assistance at a pivotal moment for our child's development. The birth of a new child is often a time of increased economic insecurity. Families face new expenses of childcare, diapers, baby clothes, and more, while many parents must take time off leading up to and following the birth of a newborn. Without universal childcare, parents are often forced to choose between healing, caring for their newborn, and keeping their jobs. As the founder of the Congressional Mamas Caucus, it's time we listen to mothers who are urging our government to focus on families. Roughly 134,000 families are driven into poverty annually because of the cost of child care alone. But this is not surprising when countless families are one job loss, disability, an emergency away from crushing financial hardship. And finally, part of the plan includes the Boost Act. It's one of my district's favorite. It's Building Opportunities to Survive and Thrive Act. It would provide $250 per month to adults between the ages of 19 to 67 years old, promoting economic security for all. Studies show that this is effective. What's not effective is continuing to give billionaires big tax breaks, again, that doesn't impact our families in a positive way. While costs for necessities like housing, groceries, healthcare, and education increase annually, wages fail to keep up. We all know this in this chamber, and it puts many of our families in economic insecurity. An estimated expense like medical bills should not be a threat to a family's financial livelihood. So it's important that we start looking at new ways, and that includes regular cash assistance would make a tremendous difference to families literally on the edge of poverty and struggling to pay their bills. Everyone in our country deserves human dignity. We know that corporate greed is driving the costs up and creating this affordability crisis. So we need to push back. If my colleagues in Congress are serious in wanting to improve the lives of the American people, they should stop corporate giveaways and support and pass the Economic Dignity for All plan. Thank you, and I yield.